Do you know that on the other parts of the country, like even though the cost of living may be lower, the minimum wage is under $8? Did you know that?
What are you gonna do with $8?
I don't know. But you know how those, like, on other states, the housing market is lower compared to San Francisco?
Yeah, that's expected.
But I can't really fathom the fact that the minimum wage is under $8.
I mean, under $8
Mhm.
in the United States.
Mhm.
I thought that would be in like countries like the Philippines.
No, it's in the US.
I mean, if you lived in the US and you made less than $8, you know, in McDonald's in San Francisco, there used to be a dollar menu, but now it's like $1.29 or $1.39. So there's no such thing as a dollar menu. So having only $8 per hour, and then you have to pay taxes on it, and you have to buy insurance, invest and all that, you're probably left with nothing. So what are you gonna do with $8? Probably drink water. But even water costs money. So having minimum wage will probably do you nothing.
In the restaurant business, on the other parts of the country, like the minimum wage is like around $4 or $5, and then the rest are in tips. Like, how crazy is that?
Isn't it the minimum wage for waiters or people working in restaurants lower because like they believe that everyone should be tipping?
Issue with the US is like this tipping standard.
How much do you normally tip?
It depends.
Have you never tipped?
I do tip.
Have you not tipped someone?
I do tip.
Have you not tipped someone?
Yes.
A long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
See, I think the thing is...
But the point is that like
okay.
$4, dude. Can you fathom getting $4 an hour?
$4, dude. You know what I can do with $4? $4 after tax, I get $3 something. We can probably buy some bubble gum.
Exactly. So how are you gonna make your ends meet that way?
You don't have to make ends meet. You just let the ends not meet.
You just buy your bubble gum and all. That's it.
Well, see, if you're making $4, you have to think of ways to make more money. Instead of trying to make ends meet, you can't make ends meet with just $4. You're probably gonna have to work multiple jobs at that point.
And there is a documentary about that where people who are in the restaurant business usually have multiple jobs just to pay for their housing, their food. But the reason I'm bringing this up is that we think $15 is too little. And there was an article I read back then where it's saying that in order to live comfortably in San Francisco, you need to have $200,000 to $300,000 per year as a salary. Who is making that money? I mean, tech people are making that money, but what about the rest of the people?
See, I guess no one lives comfortably. Everyone lives with difficulty.
I guess not. I'm surprised that there aren't more homeless people than there currently are, because how can you live in this state?
I mean, the minimum wage here is a little higher. Is it $18 now, or what is it in San Francisco? Not sure.
Like $16 around there?
I thought that was like several years ago. I thought they raised it. But even then, minimum wage isn't much or at all enough. The only advice that we would ever give for someone that's making minimum wage is to either get another job that pays more or to do other things. Multiple jobs, multiple side hustles, start your own business, get a better education, learn some new skill that can get you paid more, instead of just sticking at that minimum wage. I mean, there's always different ways.
You should try entrepreneurship. You don't go into a 9-to-5. There's no point in having a 9-to-5 job and even like having multiple 9-to-5 jobs.
I feel like if you are making minimum wage, you have how do I say it? When you're making a minimum wage or you're doing a minimum wage job, you are more likely to start doing your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. The reason being is because you have pretty much nothing to lose except for that minimum wage job. You know what I mean? You can always get another minimum wage job, but let's just say for someone like our supervisor that's making a good amount more than minimum wage. Or for people in software engineering, they're less incentivized to get into entrepreneurship, start their own business, doing things like that. The only reason is because they feel like they're giving up a lot. They're losing that quote unquote salary, that income, that job securities, job stability. So that's why they're less likely to give that up and start their own business. But if they have a lower paying job, they're more willing to quit because they have nothing to lose. Or that's what I feel like. They could be afraid, but I mean, if given the right tools and they have the mentality and the skills, I feel like it's a risk worth taking. What do you think? I mean, I feel like most of the jobs you've done weren't minimum wage. Well, I mean, the past 2 jobs I recommended weren't minimum wage. A little more than minimum wage. But it was because it wasn't that high paying. You didn't feel like you were losing out on much when you didn't have those jobs, right?
No, but I considered the jobs that you've given me
Crappy jobs.
They
were terrible.
They're high-paying jobs.
You're speechless.
They're high.
You're so speechless.
I mean, they're high-paying jobs by today's standards. However, by my standards, they're pennies and nickels. And the jobs that I ever got prior to the ones you've recommended to me are jobs that I specifically chose so that I can harness the skills that I want to harness. It's not necessarily the money I was after. It's just the experience, skills that I wanted to get out of life. Yeah, from the get-go, it wasn't about money. It's about, and to think about it, it's a trip because I wasn't really concerned about the money. I didn't know why I was doing it until later down the line because all the jobs that I got made me point towards something. Yeah, it's a trip. Like I was subconsciously saying to myself that these are the skills that I need down the line, and so I need to do them.
Weren't you a barista at Starbucks?
I was.
That was a good skill.
I don't want to give out anything, but in terms of like business ideas, but you know, being a barista made me point towards something that I might be interested in later on.
So you're gonna start a coffee shop?
Probably in that area, you know, because I know the ins and outs. I know how to make coffee. I know how to frappuccinos, do customer service. I know how
make frappuccinos. Everything
goes, the logistics, getting coffee, you know, talking to the merchants, the suppliers, all that shebang. It's a trip. I think God and his hand was like pushing me towards the direction that my life needed to go. And I wasn't consciously trying to get money or trying to exceed in that career field. I just felt like I needed this to increase my skills and gain experience.